Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We have to close doors. Now we are ready to start. My name is Sławomir Dębski. I'm director of the Polish Institute of International Affairs, and I have enormous pleasure to welcome all of you at the birthday party. The birthday party of the most spectacular alliance ever created. The alliance which binds together all democratic nations in transatlantic area. Alliance built on values, alliance built on civilization of democratic states, and alliance built on loyalty. At the age of 70, we all may expect very different wishes. But we celebrate today not only 70 of the alliance, but also 20th anniversary of its enlargement. So we celebrate both dates, 70 and 20. 70, while individual in this age may have some health problems, but it is supported and enhanced by the individual of 20. We all together create a very strong community. I have enormous pleasure to welcome at the birthday party Minister Krzysztof Szczerski, who is going to address to us a special letter of the President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, Madam Secretary, Madam Albright, Sir Malcolm Rifkind, Madam Ambassador of the United States, Madam Moschbacher, all excellencies representing heads of the states of our great alliance, ministers, professors, experts, members of the press, all are welcome to our birthday party today. This conference we are pleased to organize together with the most European of American think tanks, German Marshall Fund. And having said that, I would like to welcome at this stage Michał Baranowski, the head of German Marshall Fund in Warsaw. Michał, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sławek. My name is Michał Baranowski. I'm a director of the German Marshall Fund of the United States office here in Warsaw, and it's a tremendous pleasure to see you all here. It's a tremendous honor to have with us Madam Secretary. You are a guest of honor. We are so thankful for you being here, but also for everything you have done, and I will come back to this. So why are we here? We are going to talk, of course, about the history. We're going to be celebrating the history, just as Sławek said. 20 years ago, Poland rejoined the West. We joined the community of values. This was a major step in our political transformation, something that led also to, soon after, Poland joining European Union. So the theme of rejoining the West is something that we'll see throughout the conference. We are here, of course, also to give thanks. It's a birthday party. We are all invited, but there is many people in this room. There are some people not in this room who we should be particularly thankful. A couple weeks ago, I was talking with Ambassador Jerzy Koźmiński, and he gave me a great metaphor, I think, in terms of who to thank, because it's always a little bit tricky. And he said, you know, the process of Poland joining NATO was not a sprint, it wasn't really a marathon, it was sztafeta, a relay race, when continuous administrations were passing on the goal of Poland joining NATO until successful conclusion. But I do want to thank you, Madam Secretary, being here with us, because without your vision and leadership and courage, we would not be here celebrating. I want to thank, of course, Ambassador Koźmiński, who was one of the organizers of the relay, so to say. Ambassador, thank you for your courage and diplomatic skills and humility that you continue in your work today. There are also a number of people who are no longer with us. Of course, Professor Geremek, who was there with Secretary Albright. There are many people on the American side as well. There are a number of prime ministers and presidents on the Polish side who contributed, and I'm not going to get into naming everyone because I will surely forget someone. But the third goal, besides saying the thanks, I think it's for us to think forward. What do we do about the alliance? So we'll focus on the policy aspect of the discussion. And I just want to quote a friend of mine who also is not with us anymore, Ron Asmus, who was one of the key people thinking about the enlargement, because the idea had to come first. And he wrote in his book, The Little War That Shook the World, about the war in Georgia, and I know there is Ambassador of Georgia here with us. He wrote about the decision to enlarge NATO. While the decision was controversial, it turned out to be a triumph of statesmanship that helped create the kind of stability in Central and Eastern Europe we have not seen for centuries. We should also remember that these policies in the 90s were successful because they were part of a broader renaissance of Western power and Western purpose. So the third and maybe most important, or fourth, the most important goal of this conversation, and I think what we should remember from this anniversary, that this is a call to action. This is a call to action because we are not in the best of times of the alliance. We are deeply divided, both transatlantically, inside the United States, inside Poland, I would say as well. And it's really, I think, as we are listening to our distinguished speakers, we should be thinking, I'll be reflecting on, and I would invite you to, how do we continue the stafeta? How do we continue the relay race? We reached an important milestone 20 years ago, but we now need a renaissance in our alliance. So I hope that we can finish the day with some good answers to the question, what do we do next? Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us.